Well, hi folks. One of the issues that I'm working with right now is I have a 2016 Ram pickup, and I like it. Nice vehicle, drives well, fits me well. But over the last few months I've noticed really funky old sock smell in here. Not quite mold, mildew, but really funky. And took it to a dealership when I was getting my state inspection, and they took a borescope and they looked in and they said, well, looked around, said we can't find any water leaks, but the evaporator is really gooned up and just with a bunch of crud, and a couple $1,000 to pull the dash and the steering column to get to the evaporator, which is buried down in a box down there. The other thing I noticed in my own checking was that the Ram does not have a cabin air filter. Has a cutout where the cabin air filter would go, but it doesn't have it installed. Go figure that. Why wouldn't Ram go ahead and just put one in? Anyway, watch some videos on YouTube and looked on Amazon and found a kit for cabin air filter. And this is what it looks like. I'll show you the cutout where it goes. You can see there, maybe you can see through the plastic. I haven't even opened it up yet. Where the airflow is, it just snaps on. And then after you cut out the blank where it would go, then the cabin air filter goes in. And then put the cap on and away we go. So to get to where the cabin air filter is, you got to pull the glove box. And what I will do is I'll put the phone like that, and maybe you can see it. Pretty easy, really. Just kind of push in on the sides. There's little tabs. Drops down. I've already disattached the little string that puts tension on it, and put that in the bed of the truck. And now you can see right up here, pointing to it, that's where the cabin air filter goes, and you have to cut out that plastic blank, and then you can put it in. So that'll be the first step. Put a new cabin air filter in, see if I can start catching some of the funky odor. So let me get some tools and start trying to take that out. And put that glove box out. Got a little bit more light here to make it a little easier. But that up there is where I'm going to cut out that long rectangle, and that's where the cabin air filter will go in. Drove me nuts. Couldn't figure out why would they not put a cabin air filter in here, but I think we can make that better. And before I do any cutting, here's the new cap that came with the kit. Just kind of fit test that, and you can see once I get that opened up and the new filter in, then that cap will snap right on over top of that where the cabin air filter will go. And it's just got some plastic tabs, sorry about that, plastic tabs on the side that will hold it into place. Just to make it a little easier on my old eyes, I took a silver Sharpie and marked where I want to make my cut, definitely staying inside the ridge that you see there, because the cap will fit over that ridge. So need to clean that plastic blank out, and then the cabin air filter can slide in there, and then the cap will go over it. couple things I saw on YouTube. Some said try a Dremel cutter. Others said you got to be careful though that you don't want to get a bunch of filings down into the blower, which sits right underneath there, and I don't want to do that. And I really don't want to drop all this and take that blower motor out. So I'm going to try to be clean about this. Others said the best way to do that is to just use a sharp utility knife and just take your time and press in there and cut it out. So what I might do is, if I can get my drill up in there, I might take a drill and just put a small hole in each of those corners, just so when I run the knife blade out there, I can do that. The other thing I might try is to take my Dremel cutter, not go all the way through, but just score along there so it's not quite so thick for for a utility knife. So we'll see how this goes. All right, well, I played with the drill and I played a little bit with the Dremel here. My drill made it really, it's tight, so I couldn't quite get the bit straight in back at the corners, but I figured I had enough to start. And then same thing here with the Dremel. Really, really tight and hard for me to get up in there. And I didn't really want to go through, so I just scored. But there was no way I could really get up and get the top part. So I did run it a little bit on the bottom there just to start scoring it. And so I guess we're going to go to the utility knife now, and we're going to see how that goes. So what it looks like the easiest way for me to get this is put the center rest up, stretched out with my feet underneath on the driver's seat, and lay in here on the passenger seat, and then with my right shoulder, and then reach up in there, and I'll start working this with the utility knife and see if I can cut this out. Alrighty, I've been working for about 15 minutes with the utility knife, and I'll take a little screwdriver and just put it in there. I'm not all the way done, but you can see I'm getting the cut pretty clean there. And, you know, I've got it scored there. It's going to be a little tougher working out into this corner here, but just taking my time and working with it there. And see there, I've got it through up on the top a good little bit there too. So clean up this corner here. I might have to straighten up this line here a little bit when I'm done. So like I said, I think the biggest challenge is going to be just working in this corner. The other thing I will recommend is, I don't have them on right now, but got my trusty Menards work gloves that I've been wearing here just in case that blade slips. I just maybe keep from getting cut so bad. So far, no tragedies, so we'll just keep working at it patiently. And just a quick little hit here. So just a little bit more cutting, and I got this whole end off, and you can start to see into the air chamber there where the plenum, or whatever you call it, where that cabin air filter will sit. So like I said before there, I've just got a little bit more to do here. This corner out here is going to be just, because of the angle, it'll be just a little bit tougher. And like I said, once I get everything out, I might have to clean that up just a tiny bit there. But I do feel like I'm keeping the debris from going down into the blower motor using this method. It just takes a little time. More to follow. Okay, so what I noticed was, as I was working on this corner up in here, and as I was pushing this end over here, which I've got completely free, wanted to drop down into the hole. And what I don't want to happen is to have that drop down into the blower motor. So I've got a piece of tape here. I'm just going to run it over the hole just to prevent that. Maybe a little bit of overkill, but just don't want to have to fish that thing out. So try to block it. There it is. I put some tape over that. You can see now. I just grabbed the first tape I could find in the garage, which was some packing tape for mailing boxes, and I just ran a nice long strip up and over the hole, and just keep that from rubbing down in as I push with the utility knife out here and cut out in this corner. Okay, so another 5 or 10 minutes of work and got it just about done. Had to kind of really angle the blade up in there, but I'm gonna have to do a little cleanup. But you can see I have it just except on that edge, just about done. But you can sort of get the idea now where the cabin air filter will slip into that hole once I get this off and get this cleaned up. So almost there on this part of it, and I'll show it to you when I get it off and cleaned up. Alrighty, so use the utility knife, all the cutting's done, just hanging on by a thread, and boom, done. There's that is. So that's the blank, and there's the hole where the cabin air filter will go in. I'll take that piece of tape off. Right there you can see I'm gonna have to more than likely just clean this line up right here a little bit. And then I think I got maybe a hair of cleanup to do out here in the corner. Big thing is I didn't want to goon up the ridge that runs around there that the cap has to snap over. So I think I did okay on that, and I think I did okay on the cuts there. So, all right, let's get it cleaned up here a little bit, and then we'll fit test the filter, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I've got this cleaned up, got all that edge cleaned up. Looks pretty clean all the way across the top. I have that one little high spot there in the middle that I'm working on. I really don't want that little strip of plastic to get down into the blower motor. So what I did was took my needle nose vice grips and just kind of wedged that up underneath the lip of the glove box, piece of the dashboard, just to hang on to it there as I continue to run the knife on across there and make that a nice straight line. All right, so there we have it. I cut the plastic blank out, cut all that out. I've got cleaned up all around the hole nice and square. So the next thing will be to grab the filter and let's see how it fits. But I think I'm going to be in pretty good shape just the way it looks here. Very pleased with how that worked with just the utility knife. Took a little bit of time, took a little bit of pressure and a little bit of patience. I do, like I said before, I do recommend put some gloves on just in case the blade slips so you don't cut yourself. But we're making some progress here. Okay, well here's the cabin air filter. We'll fit test that in. And just taking a look at it here, looks like it goes like this. If you try to put it in the hole like this, I'm just using the thing there, that would be too wide. So it looks like it goes in like this. I don't see anything that indicates which direction is up with the airflow, but I do see numbers on the side of it. So I'm going to put it in so that those are upright, and hopefully that'll be correct. So we'll find out. Sorry about the finger there in front of the lens. Like I said, I think it'll slide in just like that. So anyway, here we go. Okay, well that seems like it fits. I got the cabin air filter in there. I think I had the hole pretty clean, and it didn't snag. Seems like it's a pretty good fit, so I think I'm doing good on that. And let me take the cap, and then the cap would just go right up there, snap right over that lip, and boom, you'd have a cabin air filter. Okay, so there we are. Cabin air filter is in place. The last step is to take the cover, put it up into place, and then it's got locking tabs on each side. Fit it over the lip there, and hopefully it all snaps down into place. I think we're there. think we're there. I'll check those. Not quite. I'll check it now, snap it in place. I had to mess with the tabs just a little bit out on the ends there just to make sure that they were seated in, but I think we're there. So next thing I'll do is I'll turn it on and turn the blower on, make sure I'm not hearing any weird noises. Okay, so I put the key in, turned it to run, but I did not crank the engine just to get the accessories to start up. And not hearing any strange noises out of the blower. And so I don't think I got any mess down in there, and nothing's falling off, so I think that's it. I think I'll sign that off that I have the cabin air filter now installed in my Ram. We'll see if this helps with the smell. I'm not sure that it will. I might have to go a little deeper here to figure out how I can get my borescope down in there to get a good look at the evaporator. There's some other stuff on YouTube where people talk about things they can do by cutting little access ports in here and then spraying some evaporator cleaner up in there and then letting it drain out through the firewall drain. But anyway, that'll be for another day. Today's mission was get the cabin air filter in, and I think we can sign that off. So anyway, thanks for watching, and as this little musty, funky smell in the Ram saga continues, I'll put another video up. Thanks.